Demon hunting. It seems... I thought it might have been a trap because no one was there.
This is it, Hunter. I can smell it. I can feel it. The disease that is the demon. Balberith awaits us down below. So ready yourself. Encase your soul in armor thicker than tenebrium. You'll need all your wits about you if you're to face this horror from the hells.
Fair enough. Mysterious stranger. Cyclops looters. Shira. There's no demon here. So what's the deception?
What is it then? Death is so obvious. Pain even more so. Come, let's not be stubborn. Humiliation, rejection, forest fire.
Try all you like. It will do you no service. Can it be? The Guardians? My word, how changed you are. And yet, still how gloriously the divine light shines upon you.
Tell me about yourself.
I am one of the ancients of our realm, a spirit of the forest and keeper of arcane knowledge. Since the great change of source, it has been my mission to care for the creatures tainted by the darkness of source, to heal them as best I could, and to ease their suffering when healing was impossible. When the Lich Queen Cassandra overtook these woods, I regarded her with pity. Long have I searched for a way to reverse her terrible condition, hoping not only to heal her, but to release her grip upon this forest. But now that Balberith has made his home among my charges, savagely feeding upon their fears, my only goal is to survive. When I am gone, the creatures of this forest will have no protections against the evils that threaten them.
Why has this demon trapped you here?
The fiend seeks to defile all that is good, all that is joyful and natural. I was an obvious target. But worse than this imprisonment is what the beast has taken from me. An ancient rune more valuable than any relic in all of Rivellon. Only myself and the Keeper of the Source were possessed of these ancient runes, and we swore to protect them. The rune grants access to the Source Temple at the heart of this forest, and within that temple lie the most ancient secrets of the Divine. Balberith used the rune to grant an intruder access to the temple, and now I fear all is lost.
What can you tell me about the Source Temple?
Getting through the temple is nigh impossible. The trial of ascension allows only the most devout sorcerers into its deepest chamber, where the portal to the first garden lies.
There's a portal to the first garden in the world end area too.
But I can share with you a secret, a way to circumvent the trial. When you enter the temple, stay close to your right. Eventually you'll run into a weak wall. A well-placed strike will cause it to crumble, and you'll find yourself within the High Templar's office. There, you'll find a teleportation mirror, which will deliver you to the portal to the first garden. I'm certain the intruders at the Source Temple intend to find that portal. You must stop them before they do. The first garden is the realm of the divines, and who knows what terrible havoc they intend to wreak within that holy realm.
Tell me more about the first garden.
Why, Guardians, that garden is yours. It is where you kept your vigil over the God Box until the void escaped and you disappeared from time. Astarte dwells there still, along with the dreaded Void Dragon. They will battle into eternity unless someone tips the scales.
Tell me about this. No. Okay. Suppose we can read now. I'm not sure if there's a good way to handle this. I mean, they probably have to face those guys. I'm just wondering, could we talk to them before we deal with Valkyrie? There's no switch or anything. He seems to be patrolling around, so technically I don't see why it shouldn't work. Not sure if it's a smart thing to do. I don't think we have the capability of getting that done anyway. There's no door here. Yes, there is. No. Let's just go in and see what happens.
Oh! It cannot possibly be. Jahan? And so close to your expiration date. Ah! I thought for certain I'd have to chase you down in that great palace of yours and pull you out by your ponytail. How very precious of you to save me the trouble.
I have wandered worlds for nearly 1,000 years in search of you, demon. And finally I have found you. 10 centuries have I spent honoring and hating the remembrance of Hiraka. Have I turned my hatred into the fuel that lit the fires of purpose. To track you down, undo my bond by wrenching the life from your mangled frame, and thereby freeing my hell-promised soul.
You're gonna have to dumb it down for me, Your Highness. I deal in souls, not poetry.
Silence! I have made you the object of an age-long obsession, villain. I know more about your kind than all the scholars of the universe combined. I know why you remain so elusive once a deal has been made. For to kill you is to break the pact and leave me with your gift of life forever.
Yes, demon. True immortality shall be mine. Forget the cheap ploys of necromancy. Forget the dogmas of demonology. I have discovered how to best you at your own game. I need but do the impossible to kill my ensnarer, and your spell will remain upon me forever like a spook that haunts my soul with welcome abandon. So yes, I know your tricks. I am immortal, beyond the decay of time. This 1,000-year limit is but artifice and of your making. Now I shall end you. End you before you can erase your machinations. One immortal shall taste of death, and another shall never know its torpid flavor.
You're even smarter than I gave you credit for, O Fallen King. But before we do battle, let me have a word with your allies first.
Okay. What are you doing with the forest spirit?
Isn't she exquisite? I've spent some time groping around in that great rocky head of hers. but her deepest fear still eludes me. No matter for now. These darling forest creatures are dear as fawns with their sweet little worries. Once I've sucked each one of them dry, I'll put all 10 fingers into Mrs. Spirit of the Forest here. Come on, sugar, just a little hint. Mayhem? Shame? Clowns? Maybe she's just fussing since I got my hands on that little old runestone of hers. Is that it?
What do you know about the runestone? I don't know if I want to talk about this because I've already discussed it with the spirit. Face me, demon.
Release my grip? Oh, but you've got it quite backward, darling. I'd much rather feel your bones snap within my fist than let one of you go.
The moment has come. Come, demon, let us begin. And you too, Hunter. Stand by me as I face my ultimate ordeal.
Yeah. Suddenly, an army of fiends. They're also level 19. I am not level 19 at all. That's a big goddamn problem. Their attacks will basically go right through my armor and they'll do a massive amount of damage. That's bad. I need decoys. I'm actually gonna need someone to die and die quickly. The tormented souls are not able to do anything. Would there be a benefit to trying to quickly take out creatures controlling them?
Summon Spider!
That's how you summon a spider. That's a melee guy. Might be able to slow him down. Immune to everything except physical damage. Water weakness, fire weakness, and piercing weakness. Poison weakness, that's uncommon. Air probably works fairly well too. Fire and water, air and poison. I'm gonna have to try to go for status effects. I don't see any other way to even potentially get through this.
I can smell your fear!
Yeah, I can smell something. Nothing works. $5,000 points of damage. It has to be damage on the summoned creature. That's basically instant death then. I think we're gonna go with an ice wall to buy us some time. It's not quite lengthy enough. Right, air should work just fine, but he's warm here. We can't do all that much against him. Might be able to freeze this Cyclops ass, although he's already oiled, so he might not even reach us. So that guy is the biggest problem. Could go for blind, I guess. Or stun. Blind has a better chance of working. Did not work. Right. Gonna go for a knockdown. Probably won't work, but I don't really see us having great options with this. No, it failed. It's not immune to it. That's fairly important. It has a decent chance of resisting it, though. Oh shit.
My blood runs cold.
Here. Well, I think the idea was nice, but I really needed to block Valkyrie. Now, our healer can't function. Fedora is screwed. Probably should oil these guys up. The thing is, one of them has to die. There's no getting around that, in fact. Oh, god damn it. Someone has to actually do damage in this group.
Feeling hot under the collar.
Yeah, this didn't go well. Problem is, I don't think I'll survive. Healing ability uses up a huge amount of my action points and doesn't actually heal all that much. Might be able to do massive amount of damage to Valkyrie, though. Alternatively, try to... Well, there really isn't a good alternative here. There must be a healing potion I can use. 50%. Sure. 4 points to spend. Crippled! 500 points of damage. That's fantastic because it'll mean I'll do 50% more damage with my hits. So we can actually cause massive damage to it. Summon the Thrall. Right, I'm boned if I don't do something. You wouldn't happen to have healing potions too. Yeah, I'll risk. This is what potions are made for. The fact that they're 2 levels higher than I am is a big thing. I could use a little bit of summoned help here. The Moon Dancer will give that bit away though. On the positive side, it would more or less tie up the Moon Dancer's turn. Could also try maybe a smoke screen would be a good idea. I want to prevent them from doing anything to Belgoreth. He's in a weak position now, so if I can keep him there... The decaying touch failed, of course it did. And mute your ass. No! Fail, fail, fail. Just try to kill that fucker. Don't... You don't have enough attack power to do it. Might be best to try to do something with him. Won't be enough to kill it. Yes it is. Right, kill the summoned creature. Which is fine, but not that dangerous for me. Water weakness. I think we're... Ooh, I can teleport them away. The water here is frozen, so he might just fall down if he tries to come after us. Health-wise, we are doing okay. I don't need any immediate... I don't need to do anything immediate to disable them. Where am I? I literally cannot see. I think some part of me is poking through there a little bit. Okay. Thinking of maybe saving my points. Also try to disable one of them. Okay, this wasn't that bad. I think the fact that we snuck in here meant that the Slaves of Torment couldn't take part in the fighting, which would be half of their fighting power more or less, and they seem to be elemental focused too. So there's fire, water, earth, and electricity guy. With them being part of the fight, I don't think we could have handled the fact that we're 2 levels below them. Just would not have worked. Right, you. We can focus on doing some damage this time. One of you was weak to fire. Don't recall which one. Probably you, because it was also weak to water.
Right for the eyes! The softest step disturbs no terrain.
Don't particularly want to use electricity attacks. I feel like that's the only thing that could really screw me over at this point. So I think I'll settle for the physical attacks. I could try to freeze their ass, I suppose. Knock down and blind. I could have easily killed him if I would have done the power stance. Whatever.
No glory in this death.
Gotta level up. Now what? Do I still need to kill the tormented spirits? Permanent fear. Weakness to air. Shrug?
A taste of the gathering storm.
I'm curious what exactly am I supposed to do with this gun.
Your grave opens to welcome you.
I can't really talk with these guys, can't react I can't interact with anything, and these are still hostiles here, so maybe I just need to get rid of them. I say it because I thought it might be something different.
What's that gleam?
And nothing really happened. Just waiting for their turn to die. And all that many water damage spells we can use. Well, there are a couple.
If you play with fire, you get burned.
Wow. 44 points of damage. Supposed to be doing 200. Ah, this was the earth one. Right. Wrong target. Makes sense to me. Plus I might as well heal. I don't have any earth attacks anyway. Okay. One attack missed. I think it's earth damage and not poison damage. I don't think it really has resistance to poison though.
Dive, I'm in.
Fortune!
Is that really it? I mean, it wasn't like it was a trivial fight or anything.
Lucky find.
I was expecting something a little bit different, I suppose.
Treasure!
Belt. Tenebrium resistance, lockpicking, with 8 hit points. Not bad.
It is done. The manacles of a tormented millennium have fallen from my soul, and finally it is mine again. My life, my liberty, and not for a handful of years borrowed from fickle gods. No, it is mine perpetually. I know I might well have failed if it hadn't been for you. I thank you, and with what powers I have, I bless you. Together we will venture forth to undo the void, so that my life's newfound longevity will not be meaningless. So that one day, in perhaps another 1,000 years, I will look upon the face of Hiraka once more and make my heart a stone. The tombstone neath which the witch will be buried. After that I shall finally know peace. After that I may sit and rest and settle. Perhaps even love anew. Ha! What fancies, what dreams, what castles in skies too stormy as yet to seat them. With a wave of the hand, let me discard them. We have so much to do and many to fight. And so, my friend, let us not tarry. Onward, for victory begs us to seize her.
There doesn't appear to be anything too interesting here. What to do with these? I was sort of thinking we could have used these to influence the fight somehow. Mysterious Stranger. I mean, they have the fighting levels and everything. They're nothing special, but they could have made a difference. Huge amount of action points. Okay.
You've slain the demon. Balbareth's reign of anguish is over. The Guardians have returned, and oh, how their glory shines.
Yeah, Balberith is no more. You are free.
As Balbareth's presence tainted my mind, I began to lose hope. But now it's clear. The Guardians have returned, and you will deliver us. This forest owes its life to you, dear Guardian. Every creature you meet has you to thank for its survival. I'll remain here for now. It will take some time to regain my former strength, but already I feel the soul of the forest reviving me, and I pass this blessing on to the forest's creatures. Thank you, our guardian. Your triumphs are triumphs for us all.
So, what type of concrete benefits can I expect? Stasis Fern. It's a unique fern. Because it does not grow or change over the course of its lifetime, botanists aren't entirely sure how the stasis fern comes into being. Some believe it simply springs into being fully formed according to the will of the gods. It's probably some kind of bottle you can make out of it. I'll buy it. I don't know what I'll do with it, though. It's a fern. Oh, should I pay with money cash? Someone had paintings or... That's too much. No, someone had... gold. Don't know how they're categorized. I know we could have gotten more money out of this, but I just want to get rid of it. Seems like it takes forever to load the inventory at this point. We know what these two... Can I put it in a bottle? No. Mortal and pestle, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible to say what you're supposed to do with that though. Can you just use it? No. Okay, we got some crafting components. Right. What did I do with the axe, the kit items in general? Pretty sure I have at least some of them. What do they look like? Now the bow. They're very easy to spot, so I guess I've dumped them somewhere or sold them off. I understand why, in a way. I mean, There's outside the wand that I think I still have somewhere. There isn't all that much use for them. Yeah, I still hold on to them. Right, that explains it. I need a belt. Belt with +1 craft. Orc Sword of Fire. One-handed, so no use for it. Decent armor, I suppose. Must have a crafting item. Right, I've gotten rid of a belt or an amulet of crafting at some point. I probably wanted to buy it back too. Yeah. It's all been on hold, but once you forget about it for a while, just forget about it. Ah, there we go. Adventurous Axe 4. I've missed a sword kit part, I think. This would be the final upgrade. Because I have a lower quality sword, I can't combine those. It would have been in the previous area likely. So Lukula Forest somewhere. What other upgrade items do I have? Or maybe someone else has picked it up. Be a crafting component. Unique. Definitely no. Well, we got an axe out of it. And what an axe. Damage is better than the current weapon. Sort of. If we basically enchant the adventurous axe, it'll do more damage. +2 strength, which is nice. +2 constitution, which is nice. 30% chance to set cripple status for 2 turns, which is fine, but not great. Still, I think we're looking at a item that's sort of useful at level 20 if we upgrade it further. Because of the +2s in strength and constitution. Cripple status with 30% chance also is nice because I don't have to use the crippling attack to inflict that. I can use the area of effect attacks. Also requires strength of 16. Yeah, this could actually have some use. What about level ups? Looks like we got an attribute point. And that's pretty much it. Maybe a couple of ability points. Yeah, I think 3. I'm pretty sure Medora was at 0 the last time. I'm thinking of holding on spending points. We could get Armor Specialist 5 the next time. Basically reduce the movement negatives to nothing. Alternatively, we could start spending points on resistances. Strength has to be upgraded just to get access to better equipment. We have strength of 13 at the moment, so even slight changes in equipment means I can't use the rest of the equipment, which is unacceptable. What about you? More action points. Maybe more dexterity. I mean, we have dexterity 11, which isn't bad, but we're getting so much from equipment, and some of these do have dexterity requirements, except not the exact. Yeah, the dexterity requirement is much lower than the strength requirement. But is it the same with all items? I'm seeing mostly around dexterity 9 as being the requirement. 10 with bows. So I don't think dexterity needs to be pushed further up. We could get access to better equipment if we went with strength. I don't think that's necessary. I think we want action points. You can do a lot during the fights now already. Speed would be best because it increases your normal mobility too. Also initiative. Also action points. Start action point. Yeah, let's go with speed. Start action point 11, turn action point 10. Maximum action points 8. So we can do at least 3 attacks per turn, likely can reposition ourselves to backstepping position too. We'll go with master level expert marksmanship skills. We should at least look through them. If they are not bow related, I'll take it. If not, I'll probably go with something else. Not sure about nasty deeds. Lockpicking would be the only thing, and we can raise it to 5 when necessary already. So defenses seem like the only sensible thing to go with. Intelligence is incredibly easy to raise with wizards, so I don't know if I want to push that forward. Start action points would be useful. So I could use some kind of heavier hitting spells at the start. Master level birth spells. No real big benefit yet, but I'm gonna keep pushing speed up as much as I can. We'll definitely want to check marksmanship and earth spells too. Go with extra constitution with this guy. It helps quite a bit. At this stage, it's around what? 130 points in vitality. Also helps with the maximum amount of action points. 15 isn't all that much. Even if I would store action points, I couldn't do all that many things. With 16 I could do a couple of heavy hitting spells in the same turn. Alternatively, extra action point per turn. 8 points is too much. We can get crafting and blacksmithing 5 whenever we want. Lore Master is natural. Very easy 5 already. So this would be a decent opening to start something new. I'm thinking of maybe taking a third spell type. Not sure which would be the best. I'm thinking maybe low level witchcraft spells, the buffs and debuffs. You can get muting, 50% increase in damage, that sort of thing. A lot of buffs and debuffs to complement the one we already have. I don't think fire is a good choice. It has a couple of decent damage spells I suppose, but nothing particularly interesting. Alternatively, we could basically put a point in Witchcraft and Pyrokinetic, even Geomancer, to get access to low level abilities that we probably will fairly infrequently use, but they're there if we need to. They're usually cheap, they can be fairly effective. So, and it's not much of an investment. Alternatively, try to push something to master level. I'll say the points for now. I want to see what master level Geomancy has in store. It might be a good complementary skill to choose. We still have demons on the outside, so let's see if we have to fight against them or if they're gone. Just leveling up a bit also helps always. Our armor rating isn't as effective, but if we have to fight against more level 19 opponents, we shouldn't have such a tough time with it. Basically, our armor class would be worth something. I generally speaking hate these kind of systems because there isn't that many ways to play the game. You have to go through the certain sections in certain order always. The game is already sort of forcing you to do it that way anyway, like putting outright blocks that you simply cannot go there before your time, so it sort of feels unnecessary to do the same thing twice through the leveling system.